So you've been appointed to a 3-year term. That's a little bit of a change, is it not?
I haven't. This is sort of, the details are a little new to me too. They just came out of session, so I think in the past we've done year-to-year contracts. I mean, obviously we serve that well, so but I'm excited about sort of that board's commitment to me and my commitment to them, because I really look forward to sort of an ongoing relationship with the RTA in advancing transit.
You've had some time to figure out, maybe what you want to do, perhaps anything differently or any new goals.
Well, I think we've sort of set some of the stage already. I think you've seen some of it play out. I think something that's very important for RTA and for the transit system in the region as a whole is sort of this strong collaborative support and leadership, working with the service boards to advance our collective goals. We still have sort of oversight and responsibilities here at the RTA, but how can we advance those in a constructive and collaborative way? And I think we've really started to set that stage. You saw the budget process play out. That was non-contentious this year.
Maybe you could explain that a little bit.
So we got the budget marks approved ahead of our statutory deadline, with all 4 agencies coming to agreement in advance of that deadline. And over the past couple of years, if you've been following, in the media, it really hasn't played out that way. We've had some challenges sort of negotiating, very difficult. We've got a finite pot of money, and how do we split that money up around our region? And it's challenging. It still isn't easy, but I think we just took a different approach. I think constructively, for the first time ever, Metra is now receiving a share of what was always called the discretionary pot of money. So really taking a regional approach to this and sort of working together collaboratively to advance and share the money, share the wealth, because I think I come from the camp of kind of all boats rise. If we do this together, I think we help. And with an eye on a state capital program, which is ultimately one of the big things we need, an eye on a next federal transportation bill. And if we're working together, I think that approach is really going to serve us better.
What do you do, vis-a-vis the legislature in terms of getting more money out of them?
Well, I think we're all waiting to see past these elections, both the midterms at the congressional level and our gubernatorial elections, and we'll see what happens. But you've heard Chairman Dillard speak. We want to advance efforts towards both a state capital program as well as a federal transportation bill to provide stable long-term funding, because capital is really our big issue at hand right now. And we really need to start filling that backlog and planning for the future. I mean, Metra just took a pretty courageous stand in talking about their sort of long-term capital program, supported in part by some proposed fare increases. And that's a tough position to put out there. But let's advance the right conversations and really have the real conversations and sort of advance our agendas forward.
This morning at the CTA, they are announcing a more collaborative effort in terms of Ventra. That's going to be announced probably now.
Yep.
What have you participated, or what have you had input in terms of that?
So we've been working with all 3 service boards since day one, since before CTA even had Ventra on board. We were in on the ground floor in funding some of the sort of early advances and some of the testing of technology, and then some of their early work both at CTA and at Metra and at PACE. We are continuing to work with them. Obviously, we have a state mandate to bring the system into an open fare payment system by next year. So I think that the proposals, the contracts, agreements presented today at CTA and at Metra's board on Friday really allows us to, it gets us to what I think the state law envisioned and more. And I think as we look into the rest of next year, you'll see a lot more advances in terms of sort of mobile applications and real customer service features that'll be utilized across all 3 service boards. And I think that's an exciting opportunity for us all.
Okay. Great. Well, thanks very much.
Thank you.
Congratulations again.
Thank you.
Does Chairman Dillard talk a little bit?
Okay. Make Georgie get him for you. I'm going to make Georgie buy me coffee since I bet you threw it out.
Oh, yes. Definitely.
Congrats.
Thank you.
Hi, Chairman.
How are you?
Good to see you.
Nice to see you. Good morning.
Thank you very much. This is maybe the first big step that you've, one of the first big steps anyway, that you've taken as far as chairman, appointing a new executive director.
Just so you know.
Yeah, The appointment of Leanne Redden is a major step for the RTA. She's done a phenomenal job as the acting executive director. The board was unanimous since the day I walked in here. So we need to make her permanent. I think the service boards are very happy with the communication and direction that they get, the give and take that's there, along with B. Hickey, our financial director. These women have done a tremendous job of improving communications between the service board, and there's no doubt that the staff of the RTA as well are huge fans of the way that Ms. Redden has run the RTA, and I'm glad to make her the permanent executive director of a mightily important agency for economic progress in northeastern Illinois.
As chairman, do you individually yourself, or has the board, given her any, I wouldn't say marching orders, but given her any direction that they'd like her to go in, or that they'd like the agency to move in?
Well, we clearly have our work cut out for us with respect to obtaining the requisite capital funding, infrastructure funding we need from Washington and Springfield. She is working with the service agencies every day to press them to come into the 21st century with respect to technology, and she, like me, stresses reliability and safety every day. So she has the parameters in her work cut out for her. She knows what the the directors of the RTA want, and she has proven so far today she can execute these things pretty well. Just the fact that we have our budget parameters set for next year on time, I think, shows the effectiveness of Leanne.
And she's going to have a 3-year contract. I'm not sure that's been the case with previous executive directors.
It has been, and we looked at other major metropolitan transit agencies. They go anywhere from 3 to 6 years, and so hers is on the low end of the norm. It has been the case in the past. Her compensation will remain what it was as the acting executive director, and in these difficult times, we take the parameters of the contract very seriously, but we looked at what everyone in the industry does, as well as the past practices of the RTA, but more nationally what the other agencies do.
Maybe we'll get her compensation figure.
Right now she's paid $222,000 a year, and the full contract, obviously, when it's signed and executed, will be public record.
Great. Well, very good. Well, thanks very much.
Thank you very much. Thanks for being here.
Okay.